So it's the fact that I was really like trying to like put some glasses on because I was like really trying to get like this whole like look aesthetic like thing going on. I feel like I was like really about to like teach, like learn, about to like go over something. So I wanted to like look, kind of smart, and I just could not get with it with the lighting and with the glasses and getting the it just did not work for me at all. So, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into this video. Hey, what is going on, y'all? I am your girl Ash. If you are new, if you're not, welcome back, girl. You already know what's up. You already know what time it is. This is actually something for the mamas, okay? Because y'all, to all my good ones who's been like, you know, here, well, no. If you've been here for my mom content, okay, it's coming. It's coming. Like, you seen the title? It's here. It's here. We're about to bust this out right now. Okay? Yes, because I said that I was going to do more mom content. It hadn't happened yet. So nonetheless, I had come up like with this idea basically. Boop, popped up in my head, and I'm like, oh, okay, that'd be nice. That's kind of like a good like little introduction to like me at the same time, me as a mom, with our introduction with, I guess, to the family, or not really like an introduction, but just like a background into the family. So like y'all feel like y'all know what's going on. Like y'all got the tea all into like the family, what that looks like, all that good stuff, right? So I wanted to do this video, as you can see in the title, about like what it's like having kids with age gaps. Like basically, when is the best time to have another child? Like after you've like, okay, boom, you've had your one. When should you have another? If that's like in your plan, whatever, whatever, whatever. So, if for some of you who you're like, okay, maybe we've already waited, what's that gonna look like? Or you're thinking of maybe I don't want them to be, so close together. But it's kind of like, who thinks that though? I don't think nobody thinks that, but it's so many people in the world. So many people may feel like I want to be able to focus in on, we want to focus on this one child, so this one child feels like whatever before we have another one. I don't know, but nonetheless, I just thought for people who just may not know, just out of curiosity, whatever, whatever, this is, or excuse me, this is Ash's version of what it looks like to have kids that are not close in age, that are spaced out. So let's go ahead and give a disclosure. This is not a one size fits all. That doesn't mean everybody else's parenting look the same as far as um, having kids that are again spaced apart. Um, and as well, don't take offense, or again, like this is just, I think what I'm basically trying to say is as well, people who do have kids around the same ages, it doesn't mean that they don't have these problems too, or you don't have these problems too. So you don't got to jump, oh yeah, well, my kids, clearly for the most part, with kids, you pretty much, with siblings, you pretty much deal with the same thing no matter what. But there could be, for me, a slight bit of a difference with not having kids closer in age. So I can't really talk about that. So, but what I can talk about is my experience with raising kids that are closer in age. So got my iPad here for my notes to keep up with, how we're going to do this, how we're going to flow, what we're going to each talk about, so I don't forget nothing. I pretty much think I've gotten just about the ideas that, or basically the topics that I want to talk about. It's probably so much more, but these are just like, I guess, some of okay, this is basically what I'm dealing with presently at hand with the kids at the ages that they are now, because it could very well change. Like the dynamic could very well change. So I know off top we're going to go ahead and talk about the history of having kids. So boom. But before we do, by the way, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You want to go ahead and like this video so we can go ahead and get this pushed out to more moms like you, or soon to be moms like you, who just want to like get a little sneak peek into like what the different, different dynamics of motherhood, being a mom, kids, all that kind of like little stuff, all that falls into that umbrella, all that falls into that category. So, as I said, you definitely want to subscribe. I'm going to do more content if you're here for mom content, but I mainly do recaps. Um, but basically, you're going to get some of my lifestyle, motherhood, beauty, fashion, what all basically that all Ashley likes. That's all happening here in Ashland. Okay, so this is the triangle for the top of the house. Random moment, but all right, let's go. Let's just jump back on into this. Let's stay focused. So basically, y'all, I didn't want to never have kids. I didn't want to have kids. I was selfish, or at least I thought I was selfish. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't, but I was selfish. I basically had no qualms, no hands. I said, what I like to do for myself. I like to look a certain way. I like to have a certain lifestyle. Whatever, whatever. Mind you, this was like when I'm like, what, 16 to 20? So I'm like, nope, kids not for me. By that age, my sister, by at least by the time I was 16, my sister had already had her first child. My brother had, had his child. He's older. So I was like, I'm a great aunt. I'm here to be an aunt. I'm here to be an aunt to my nieces and nephews. Like, that's who I'm the mother to. I'm the mom to my nieces and nephews. That's as far as like my motherhood is going to get me. Whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Fast forward, I'm in college. I go to school. I meet Jada's dad, right? So, basically, third year in, poop, pregnant. So, boom. Being that I'm like, this is like, what? Wait a minute. Like, again, I wasn't supposed to be having no kids. I didn't want no kids. So, for the longest, Jada was for the longest in my mind, I was like, I'm not having no more kids. Jada's gonna be my only one. Like, I didn't want kids, so boom. Like, that's just gonna be that. Like, I'm not gonna have no more kids. But here's the kicker, because the crazy thing was like, I said if I had kids, while I was like, no, I don't want a lot of kids. I was like, if I have kids, I want a lot of kids. I don't want just like, I want a lot of kids. So yeah, all right, I get you. I'm like, so women actually like, what you mean? So like, you had Jada, decided she was gonna be only one, but secretly on the inside, though, deep down, you had always felt like you always wanted a lot of kids if you had kids. So nonetheless, just stay with me. It's okay. We going through my little stuff. We going through my little life and my my mind, whatever. So didn't want a lot of kids, and where that mindset came from was um, my parents, both of them on each side have five, at least five. My dad has more on his side, but they at least have five plus, siblings or whatever or whatnot, including them. So when we would go home, or home for them was Baltimore, Maryland, so we would go home to their to see their family for holidays, and just like special events, whatever, whatever. I thoroughly loved that. I thoroughly enjoyed that, because it was a different dynamic that I seen, with me and my siblings. Like, it was just so many of them. So seeing how they bonded or interacted with each sibling, and then seeing them all as a group together, like, I thoroughly loved that. I enjoyed it. I could just sit and just watch them be siblings all day. Like, I just completely loved it. So it was just like, if I'm gonna have kids, like, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see my kids doing or whatnot. So, boom. Like I said, 2010, Jada's here. She's gonna be the only one. Boom. Down the line, actually, not even down the line. While I was pregnant with Jada, me and her dad had broken up, and it was basically like, long even story short, maybe that's like a story time for like for y'all like to get in depth into like stuff. But long story short, we ended up we broke up. He wanted to get back together. I was like, nah, this will seem like this is just it. All this arguing, like, I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. So, done deal. We broke up to never get back together. Now, fast forward, I met the babies, the two younger babies. I met Wallace when the kids, when Jada was 3 years old. So yes, she's 11 now. So think about that history, right? We was in this game. We was in this game for a long time. So boom, down the line, meet him, and I get pregnant with Ashton when she's about basically, Ashton was born in 2015. So they're literally like really 4 years and a month apart, really. Like, not even, did I calculate that right? I'm not even gonna even try to do it on math, because basically his birthday is in May, her birthday is in June. So basically, boom, 5 years apart. That's how I just make it even. So easy and easy. So by the time I got to his dad, I was like, look, like, I'm not trying to be in this game, like, just out here having baby daddies, baby fathers. Like, and I try not to use that word because one of my friends, she's like, don't be using that word. She absolutely hates that word. But I'm just talking off the cuff, so without even trying to think and talk proper. So of course that's what I'm gonna end up saying. So I was like, bruh, and really as well, this is what the conversation was. So let me be clear. I'm like, I don't want to be another baby mama. And at the same time, he's like, um, getting married was basically like not in our, like, best, definitely not in his sights basically. And it was like, I'm not saying we got to get married tomorrow, but I just want to know like where, like, that it's like we're going towards something, like if that's something that we're like gonna go towards or whatever or whatnot. Either way, that conversation did not get settled that day, but nonetheless, Ashton got here. And then, of course, now 6 years after Ashton came Journey. So now, presently, we have and this is 2022, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about them as what they're turning, because May's about to be here in no time. So Ashton and Jada, first off, Ashton off top about to go ahead and get his birthday in. So boom, Jada will be 12, Ashton will be 7, Journey will be 1. So boom. So when I say like everybody is completely spaced out, everybody is completely spaced out. And like, to be frankly and to be honest, I literally had like I used to joke about it, like, or whatever, whatnot, because I was like, I would say like, and you're like, what even, like, boom, between you and Marcus weren't together, and even up until Wallace, like, was there anybody in between? Even then, when I first met Wallace, we did not get into a relationship. We were friends for a good year before we pursued anything romantic or whatever or whatnot. So in between the time, it's to say yes. Like, I was seeing people, but it was never like I did not have like a solid boyfriends. I had a lot of cuddy buddies. Let's be frank. Let's be real grown. Let's be real with y'all. I had a lot of basically little butt buddies. I don't want to even say cuddy buddies, because we would like get up and we would like chill and hang out or whatever, whatnot. But it was just a lot of situationships, a lot of entanglements, like whatever you want to call it, like friends with benefits. I think that's the best way. Hit the old school or whatever. That's what was a lot of that. It was a lot of like just like friends with benefit type stuff. And it wasn't that that's what I wanted, but at the time, I wasn't. I'm just about to get on into something else, y'all. This ain't even story time. This just about the kids. We just gonna focus on here. So it's basically the focus. I joked about basically every time I actually got in a relationship, I had kids. Cause yeah, like Marcus was my um he was my second official like relationship. I had a official relationship when I was in high school, and so after that, I did not really have an official relationship. Um, I guess I could call that like a no, cause I was just so young. I ain't had no bit like I don't even know if that's the story time I should tell, but but that's a good story time. But I know people gonna be in my comments like, ooh. So I don't know, y'all, but that's a good. Mm, huh, stay focused, Ashley. Stay focused. Stay focused. So yeah, when I think about it, all at the end of the day, my high school, Marcus in college, and Wallace once I got grown and was started and having kids. And at that point, Wallace was my relationship from 25 all the way up to 32. So learn a lot in that time and too. You know, it's when you really start. Y'all got it's okay. I'm gonna do better. I'm focusing. We focusing. So to put it all together, like this wasn't planned. This is how it ended up being in the whole spaced out, like basically type of whole situation. And yeah, so basically, all in all, that's the family dynamic and what my family looks like. So as you can see, two baby fathers. My first daughter has one dad, and my two youngest children have a different. Now that you've gotten a whiff of like how everything happened, let's go ahead and just talk about like what it's like dealing with kids who are all spaced apart. um yeah, I feel like I put special privileges, bedtime, schoolwork. So again, these are presently situations that I'm like talking about, and I might end up hitting on like some stuff in the past or whatever or whatnot. Yeah, probably so. But some of this stuff as well are like presently like issues that I'm having like currently like with the kids or whatever or whatnot. So as a special privileges, and really I don't even mean like special privileges, it's age appropriate privileges is basically what I mean, like what's appropriate for each age. Jada being 11, Ashton being 6, not even including Journey right now because she ain't even up in this spectrum yet, but boom, bedtime. One, like I said, Jada's older. She's coming into her preteenness, and Ashton is younger. Like at the same time, my boy is not a morning person. So, yeah. And even then, y'all, I still be getting hella lenient with him, and he still sometimes don't go to bed when I necessarily. Because I had him at a solid 8, and somehow still he was still like 8:30, close to 9, or whatever or whatnot. But that alone, him obviously just being younger, and the fact that he's not a morning person. And when I say like, I couldn't even joke about this, like every morning, he's gotten so much better, but every morning was a fit. It was a thing. So it was just like, bro, like in order, I realized that basically when he woke up on his own, that's when the mornings like weren't all the bad and having, because like if I had to go and wake him up, oh, it was just complete hell, right? So, boom, you have an earlier bedtime, but for him, that's not fair. That's like really like really as a mom, you hear that. You hear that all in general, period or whatever or whatnot. So, but that's my thing. So that's not fair. So it's funny though because he's like, "Mommy, it's not fair that you and Jada get to stay up." As if I'm not the mom and I have to go to bed by a certain time. Now, granted, to be a responsible parent, yes, I should. But at the end of the day, if I want to stay up until 5 o'clock, I have every right to do so. He wants to include me in with Jada. Like we on the same level. We're not. I ain't on the same level as you. So that's his thing. Why do I have to go to bed earlier than y'all? And even though we explain it, we go over it, it don't get no better. It don't make him feel better. He still goes in his room, fussing, crying, having his moment before bed. So, boom. Jada's in where I hear a lot of the "it's not fair" type of stuff is because um, schoolwork type of thing or whatnot. So she has a mandatory she takes band. She has to play her instrument at least like 15 to 20 minutes a day. And that was required by her band teacher. I didn't even make that requirement. She was really getting over, which made sense though. You should be practicing your instrument every day. So that plus she needs to read. And when Ashley gets that level, he will have the same rule. But I think with at the same time with Ashton, he likes to read. He likes me to read stories to him. So really, we do the stories for him at night. I read to him at night before bed. So for her, what I try to get her to understand is Ashton isn't at a place where he's able to do independent work. Some things, yes, but a lot of things where he's doing work with me at home, doing the work that I have like for him at home, he needs direction. And if you've been following me in some of my other videos, you know that I don't like even to call it a struggle, but basically he's having some challenges at school, and he has basically like a whole team that that I meet with, that we're trying to figure out, how to work through the challenges, and if there's something for reason why he's having challenges, basically. So one, he's in first grade, so he never like they never have homework. He doesn't have homework. But as well, some of his intervention teacher gave me some stuff and resources to work with him at home. So boom, those things require a person to work with him with. He's not at the place where he's able to do that stuff independently. So basically, her unfairness is seen as because sometimes he doesn't have to do the extra resources and extra work that I have for him while she still does. So for her, that's unfair that she has to do work while Ashton doesn't. So where I try to get her is okay, cool. Let's try to make this even. A lot of times I'm not able to, or excuse me, reasons why I'm not able to even do some of that stuff is because I have to be a whole mom to you too. I have to be a whole mom to Journey. I also have to hold down our household. I also have to make sure that we cook. The time y'all getting off the bus is pushing on dinner time. I also need to make sure, like, is everybody getting in the shower? Because I had a strict rule with COVID going on. Like, as soon as y'all get home, everybody needs to take a bath. Take them school, germ clothes off, get a bath, whatever. Like, as a parent who do have fathers that are present, but one, clearly both are working. The one that I was currently with drives trucks. The other one, his time in the visitation usually is weekends. Now, during the weekdays, if can, whatever, he will. But it's me. It's me. All this, everything, all everything else that entails, all that other stuff is me. To run this household, besides the financials and the bills, all that other stuff is me. But even then, I still have a hand in the financials too. So, nonetheless, help me to help you to help me to help you, however you want to put it. We can make this fair by you coming in, helping your brother do his schoolwork, so that so that I can focus on what I'm focusing on, and boom, you did work, your brother did work. It's all fair, right? You think she volunteered for that? Of course not. So stuff like that right there, where some things are just like out of your control on, I guess, being fair. But I do my best. We do our best. Here's the pro: is you have in-house babysitter help, right? The con of that is, depending on their age, they're not always interested or don't always want to. Now, I struggle, y'all, because and my sister, she'd be like, nah, like, that's their sibling. Like, no, it isn't like you're sitting here asking them to help you raise them. No, you're just asking them to help you. Because I'm like, I don't want their childhood experiences to be ruined because they had da 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 da. Like, there's a difference. There's a whole difference. And I was like, she was right. She has a point. Like, I like just need to do something around the house. Like, boom, just for example, I think I was gonna do Ashton's hair. Like, everybody has hair, including Ashton, including my boys. So that's all heads to be done. Thankfully, Journey only got, but even still, like that's still something to maintain and to help to get that growth going as she goes through that. So, nonetheless, I'm like, Jada, hey, help me to occupy, Journey while I try to get Ashton's hair done. Shorty had a whole tube. Again, but that's not new. That's what we go through. Sometimes she's automatic, like boom, she got Journey, no questions asked. Another day she got a whole attitude and she just don't want to do it or she just don't want to feel like it. Even down to stuff about with her brother. If I ask her to do something for her brother for me because I'm tending to her sister or just like or I'm just doing something else, help me, help me to make the why y'all want to make my life hard? So sometimes that could very well just be a puberty thing, and then as well that could just be like kids just don't want to do stuff sometimes. But she's just at that age where even like with both of them, with Ashton and Journey, that she just don't want to be bothered, especially like with Ashton. Ashton drives her crazy. So having that preteen or whatever or whatnot, like it, like it's definitely great. Like, cause when she's like on, like her and Journey will be like having their own little thing in their own little world, like whatever, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, no, I was about to do this TikTok, and what? That TikTok can wait. I need you, and when they do kind of give me the pushback, I don't always necessarily push back at them. Okay, cool. Like for example, when Jay didn't necessarily want to help me to watch Journey, it was like, okay, well, cool. You're gonna ask me for something. Don't ask. Because the answer is no. I'm already just letting you go ahead and know. If you can't help me, I can't help you. And be clear though, when I say help her, I mean in something that like not like in real life help, like I know she needs me for something. I mean like literally just like you don't have no money. You wanna go out and get Wingstop. Who gonna get it? Cause you ain't got the money. But you wanna ask but you wanna ask me for Wingstop, but I just can't get you to keep your sister for like for a little while. And not even like keeping her. I'm still in here with you. I'm still in here with you. So y'all like even like be clear, because babysitting isn't always like, oh, you're going out somewhere. You could well be well in the house, and you just need them to sit and help watch the kid for a second. So that's Ashton's thing. He don't like babysitting, as he say. He don't like babysitting at all. I just be like Ashton, because Jada be gone sometimes. Jada be gone with her dad every other weekend, so it just be me and Yo Yo and Journey. Yo Yo, I need to get in the shower if Journey's up. Like I try to do my best. Like if Journey sleep, I'll do the best of what I things that I really feel like I can't do. I'll try to do. But sometimes it's just kind of like I ain't got the time. We just whatever. Circumstances just don't always work out how you want them to work out. So, bruh, I just need you to look after her, watch her jump in the shower real quick. And he gets so overwhelmed, but he gets overwhelmed plus one. He just want to be in his phone and chill. And Journey wants to climb all over him, take his phone from him, pull his hair. She just be doing too much for him. So whatever. But nonetheless, when I want to put my foot down, I do put my foot down. No, you don't have a choice. This is what you're gonna do. But so whether they feel like it or whether they don't feel like it, you have in-house help. Because when they're 2 years older than your one child, it's but so much help that they can do. Right? But it's kind of like they have a close best friend. Because me and my sister are 2 years apart, and that's like my life partner. We call each other our life partner because we've literally done life together. Like even when I had my stint and I went to North Carolina and I was in school, yeah, we were apart. I can't even remember us even. I think that was the most time that I don't think we talked as often was when I was in school. But once I came home because I was pregnant with Jada, it was like, oh, now we momming together and parenting all together, and my kids are her baby. She just adores my kids, and of course, like her, like we us coming up together just and not even to say anything about because I absolutely I love let me be clear, I absolutely love all of my nieces and my nephews. It's no taken away from nobody or whatever, nothing. So just to even like fast forward. So like that's helpful. At the end of the day, that's helpful. Like even the fact that now that Jada is getting older and where she can legally uh, babysit or whatever or whatnot. But I'll be honest, I'll be frank. When she's now that she's like getting in age, hey, and now I got three kids just to go out and run to the grocery store just to get some bread or some grease or some. Oh, we just need this one little thing for our like. Oh, we just need to like, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. It is something about having to buckle and unbuckle, buckle and unbuckle to go and do anything when it happens to involve a car. I'm not gonna lie, it hurts. So if I can go to the store and just leave y'all in the car really quick, or just y'all stay in the house really quick because we're so blessed to literally have a store literally nowhere from the house, a grocery store, like boom, I'm gonna do that. Everybody has phones, so everybody is able to boom. I'm literally a phone call away. We have safety precautions, of course, or whatever, and all that whatnot. Like, boom, like this is what as the oldest sibling, this is what your job look like. This is what I'm prepping you for to be a responsible adult, teenager, watch your siblings, like these are all life stuff that's really going to help you in the long run. I don't know about that math that you learn, but the stuff that I'm teaching you here at home, it's definitely going to teach you some things, okay, for real life. So that's I'll take that. Like I said, granted, it's not always like I said, they're not always checked in. They're not always so in love, with the kid and always like in. But as well, they definitely do have their moments, and then as well, even when they want to or not. As the parent, you can pull that rank and hey, this is what I need from you, and this is what's going to happen. Done deal. All right, y'all. So if you are still here with your girl and you have not already, of course, again, give this jank a good old thumbs up. We are talking some good old combo. I'm rambling on as I always do. And let's see. All right, so we talked about like interest and sometimes don't want to be bothered, whatever or whatnot. Like, a matter of fact, not even like to kind of like get on that because I'll say when I got pregnant with Ashton, like first off, like Jada by 4 or 5, Jada was ready. Like she was asking me when another sibling was coming, like if I was gonna have a baby, and it was funny because when she started asking, I was pregnant and we just hadn't told her yet. But at that age she was 4, like she was 4 having another sibling. She was so excited, like she was so in tune with Ashton like was her little baby. And it's so crazy now because like Journey is her little baby now, but like, and even now because she still like has a little protectiveness over Ashton or whatever or whatnot. But she wanted Ashton, she was ready for Ashton. So like she had interest. So I can definitely, I feel like the interest was there. I don't really think I had moments where like nah, like I think like she was definitely all in. Like I want to help mommy. Let me feed him. She was all that good stuff. Now, by the time I was pregnant with Journey, baby girl was like, what? Yes, y'all. When I told her that I was pregnant with Journey, she literally looked at me like, "No, mom." Like basically, Shorty was like, "Why didn't I have a conversation with her first?" Like basically, I was supposed to have talked to her before deciding. Like, no, I literally believe her. Her response was, "Mom, you didn't say that we was going to." It was just so funny. She was so classically pissed off with her mother. She was not happy. And then as well, she didn't want another brother. Ashton was happy. Like he was at the age now because he was her age at that point, a little older, or whatever. Either way, he was around her age at that point, and he's like, "Yes, mommy, I just want a brother. I just want a brother." So I'm like, somebody is not going to be happy no matter what. And my poor boy, he was upset finding out that he was going to have a sister. Like, he said, "You are not about to give me another Jada. Like, she terrorizes me enough in this house. Like, you're not about to do this again to me, Mom. I'm sorry, boo. Maybe if it's right down the line. Nah, because for real, y'all, if I have another one, which I'm okay with, I don't even know if I want to speak that into existence because honestly, like, slight story time, Journey was like, Wallace did not want to even have any more kids. Like, he was like totally done, like, for starters. Like, he was totally done. And it was because Journey's is a COVID baby, mind you. So we got pregnant with her in 2020 or whatever. So what was crazy was he was away though. He was still on the road, and we had he ended up starting to come home or whatever and be home more often in the midst of COVID. And I was like, we gonna have another baby. We gonna have another baby. And before I got a chance to tell God that I was joking, he was like, oh, okay. Pregnant. I was pregnant with Journey, y'all. Y'all. I was like, look, I don't know if I was serious, Lord. So as I'm sitting here now talking about some, oh, I'm open. I don't know if I'm serious, Lord, because Journey is giving me a run for my money. She got me like, and I ain't old, but she got me like, I'm too old for this. Who told me that this here was a good idea? Who told me that having another one at the age that I'm at, when my kids as old as they at, that this was still a good idea? But I love every minute of it. I love every minute of it because, like I said, I wanted my kids. I wanted this. So I had my people talking about, oh, why you da you starting over? Mind your business. This ain't your poon. You not paying for not nay one of these. So I don't even ask you to babysit. Was the ones who was having so much opinion, had so much to say. I don't ask you for nothing. So why you worried about what's coming out of my poon? So anywho, cause I'm ranting. So like I said, like, I think at that younger age, yes, they may be more. And then for me, at the older age, it's kind of like maybe they might not be as interested in more babies as they were, at the beginning age. So really, it might even just come all down to the kid. It may not even have anything to do with age, whatever, whatever. Like I said, this is just what my family looks like, our dynamic, whatever. So I think the only thing that kind of like, not even like really a pro and a con, but I guess something that I think about or whatnot is like the bond. Is that closeness still going to be there? Are they still going to have like that, that close bond or whatever, whatnot? Because like I said, like me and my sister are 2 years apart, and that's like my everything. And all the while, my older brother is 9 years older than me and 7 years older than my sister. Now, mind you, we're good though. Like, we're close, but we're not as close as me and my sister. Like, me and my sister talk on a daily, if not on a daily, almost every other day or every couple of days. Like, in some way, we're in constant communication with each other. Whereas my brother, who who was always gone, and he was in the military. So I think for us now, what's something that it's a challenge for us now is looping him in and keeping that, because I know you're kind of just like, oh, just call him, but it's not that easy. With me and my sister, it's a habit. So unfortunately, it's a habit to not talk to my brother as often. But we are, gradually, working into that. So obviously, maybe not for, you know, Ashton and Jada may be close. Journey and Ashton may be close. But I think about Ashton. See, I can't even say all my kids all. I can't even say it all without getting them all confused. Now y'all see why on my recaps I be like calling everybody. I can't remember nobody's name. It's Jada's and Journey's bond that I worry about, because they're the most closest and separate, in age. So that's what I think about, even in the mindset of the difference between me and my brother. Jada's gonna be well on into college, well on into being grown and getting to her life, and Journey's dang well still going to be still going to like primary school, maybe middle school, high school, still trying to figure out, like that type of stuff. I want to probably say, yeah, by the time she's 21, Journey would be like 11. Yeah, so she'll be just treading like middle school when Jada is in college, or just like figuring out if she wants to go to college, but basically into a form of adulthood and trying to figure out life. So where's that like bond, gonna be like? But to a degree, like me and my brother, we always like had like a some like I think we're like my sisters is the my sister oddball out, and I know she's not gonna feel some type of way because like she knows it or whatever when we talk about it. But as well, we don't say that so that she continues to feel like the oddball out or whatever or whatnot. But it's just to say that even though me and my brother had the farther age gap versus them two, we did have things in common. We still did find closeness, whatever, whatever, whatever. So, but still, it is like I wonder about that. Like I low key want my all of them to be close in a way, and I don't want Jada to have some of the feelings that my brother has of not being there. Um, and at the end of the day, the dynamic may very well is. I'm just leave that simple around right there, because clearly the dynamic isn't going to be the same at hand. Hey, this makes me just feel like I need to do like a lot of like story times or whatever or whatnot. So, um, off of the bonds or not having the bonds, they fighting. They all fight. Siblings fight. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, dang, did me and my sister fight more, or do my children fight more? With the age difference, of course, or whatever, or whatnot. But some reason I put on here that I feel like that they fight more, and apparently that was my opinion, and I'm not sure why I put that. Is that my opinion? Basically, as I'm talking to y'all, I'm trying to figure out, do I feel like that? Is it really? Um, and I guess I say yeah because to a degree they're not on the same level. At least with me and my sister, it's nah, because then when you're closer in age, it is kind of just like you do have you still like I think it'd be even. So I don't think feel like I can even put fights, on the table or whatever or whatnot. But basically, I think let's do it like this: the fights morally happen on our end because of the age gap. Jada has, social media, she has her friends, she has her phone, and like that's life for her. While Ashton, he is like, I want to play all the time, and he wants Jada to want to play all the time and do the things that he does, and wants her to do things that she's just no longer interested in. So that's how I probably say like that's really what a fight at. But nonetheless, like they physically, like, yes, they be in here physically fighting, each other. And I mean it's more it's like a not like a hardcore, but it's definitely a lot of wrestling and tussling stuff like going on, and like, yeah, so fights, y'all. But like I said, I feel like that's like again like a common thing. I feel like if you're closer in age, you're fighting about, more things. Like don't share, especially if you share clothes or you can wear the same size clothes. Like, oh, that person has on my this, that person has on my that, or da da da. So right, it's not even that, and that's why I'm glad I fixed it. Like it's not even like somebody fights more. The fights are just about different things. That's what that is. All right, and then I put like living quarters, rooming together. Um, and when I thought about it at first, I was just like, oh yes, this is just like a Ashton and a Jada type of thing. But no, it's kind of like still like a Jada and a Journey type of thing, because boom, As y'all can see, let me hit on like real quick because I know y'all like, Ashley, how many times are you gonna like change scenery, just sit still? You might not even be thinking about that, but this just lets you know what I be thinking about, right? Because I really want to get my aesthetics, my whole little thing going on. Like, so y'all know, like, I'm in the midst of trying to move. As we're trying to move, one of the challenges is one, I want a 3 bedroom. You know, obviously, hey, if we could do a four, that would be great, but we want to do a three. Um, as you can see, I ain't making this good old YouTube money yet. Like, YouTube ain't paying me like they need to be. And I don't got no sponsors or nothing like that. So your girl's still working, and you know, your girl's still right working, you know, living. Your girl is still living, you know, regular, you know, life. You know, getting regular schmegular money, right? So with that being said, and if you out here, you know that the cost of living is like ridiculous. Because first off, I $1,500 for a rundown looking, or I'm gonna pay $1,500 for luxury. First off, why are they both the same? How you kind of like? I really, I don't know. I really have been thinking like, how do they really be putting numbers like on these places? Like how, and probably y'all probably like 1,500, 1,500 just for, yes, just for renting. Just for renting, not for buying. Yeah, just for renting. Again, in some areas, it's probably, you're probably like, bro, I could probably get that. I could probably get a 5 bedroom for that amount. Like, I mean, that could be, you know, could have went off just now, but you know, just saying or whatever. Whatever. Cost of living for one is different in different places, and heck, more expensive. Like for 1,500, somebody is. I mean, hey, places around here, some places 1,500 is only a 1 bedroom, but that's the thing. Like getting space for my kids. Jade's at the age where she's hit puberty. She has a menstrual, you know, whatever, whatever. I feel like it's pertinent that she has her own room away from Ashton. At the time, you know, when they were smaller, they did share a room before we, you know, moved to North Carolina. But we're blessed to be able to finally get more space. The kids having their own rooms. Journey, she's at the age where, hey, if I can get her in her own room, cool. But if not, I'm not that pressed. She can, you know, she can still be in the room with me. She's still young or whatever, whatnot. I'm not really pressed upon that. So that's a thing. That's something that I have to factor in, of making a sacrifice of temporarily putting the older two together in a room to just for a financial standpoint or whatever or whatnot, or even just boom, like Jada's not gonna want a room with Ashton. I mean, Jada's not gonna want a room with Journey or whatever or whatnot. At the end of the day, like that, who what really, they have a whole 11-year difference. Like I can only imagine. Like yeah, again, I could do it. They could. Ashton and Jade, Journey, Ashton and Jada very well could room together. I could make that happen. Ashton, Jada, and Journey could very well room together, but these are just things that I think about, things that I take into account for, sacrifices that I wonder am I going to have to make. Um, yeah, because whereas it's different when you're kind of more in the same age group, and even I think even if you are in the same age group, but you have like a more boy girl, that's still like what do I do? What do I do? But sometimes we as parents, we gotta do what we gotta do and make best of like situations. So that ain't even what this video about, because I done rammed off enough into different like little areas, different little subjects, y'all. I apologize if this video like seems like all over the place, but nonetheless, I do hope that you enjoyed it. I had talked to the kids, mainly Jada, because Ashton, I would really have to like really gear out some questions, twist some questions for him to like understand and get my answer. But I was like, Jada, don't you want to like get on here, give like your spill on like, you know, what you feel like, what it's like having, you know, being having the age gap between you and your siblings. But y'all, mark this, y'all. Jada cannot be on my channel when I get like official and popping. Okay, she cannot. If she not interested now, she can't be interested later. So I just don't want nobody to be like, Ashley, why don't we never see Jada? Why do we never see Jada's not interested? She's at that age where she's not interested. She don't want no parts of her mama. She don't want to be seen with her mama. She don't none of that. None of that. She didn't think that this was a good idea. Yes, Josh, she came from me. Like, who's gonna want to watch that? People, people. And when I come at you about these views, get off my back. Cause it'd be crazy if this the video that like really hit, right? What if this video like really hit, right? And then she gonna feel silly because she could have got her little name and little face out there, whatever or whatnot, and then boom, she didn't. So that little idea fell to the wayside because my girl was not with it. So nonetheless, that is all like I had to like talk about as far as like age gap with the kids, what that looks like for me. I hope to, again, not even that I hope, again, I'm gonna get more mom stuff, more motherhood, mom content stuff out there. Um, I've really been thinking about doing like some vlogs. We shall see. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Leave me some comments. Let me know about your family dynamics, especially if you have kids. Just give me like a hey, I have kids who are spaced out. This is what that looks like. I agree, I definitely can see what you was saying. Whatever. Do y'all get it? Because I like to talk, y'all. So honestly, because the fact that I like to talk can have me talking sometimes. And it be coming out my mouth faster than I be thinking it in my head sometimes. So I'm out of here, y'all. I think that is all the little good, little juicy stuff that I could really hit on for now. Again, don't forget to like this video and go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up with your girl and these kiddos, okay? Now, peace.